Welcome to Third Eye Champagne. I'm Kirsten, Langston, author and intuitive. Yes, we are doing old school today. So if you watch me for a very long time, then you know it was always live streams all the time. It was videos. I decided I'm kind of up for a live stream, kind of not. I'm kind of like, I could do it, but it might tire me out. I decided anyway, I was going to do this. I want to do, I do feel like the Trump stuff is a bit redundant, but I wanted to really, I don't think I've done one where I'm alone and I can really concentrate. Live streams, there's so much going on, there's so much energy, there's so many things, information flying back and forth, and you have to pay attention to so many things that these recorded video readings are a little bit more chill, and I'm able to concentrate a lot more. And I realized I haven't really done one of these for him in a while, everybody. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do it. I am likely here lurking somewhere in the chat, so say hello. I wanted to let you guys know before we move forward, I have a new channel. It's called Paranormal Champagne on YouTube, and it's going to be all paranormal stuff. So I'm going to be doing really cool stuff, ghost stories, all that, true paranormal stories, all of that kind of stuff, weird stuff. We've been doing paranormal on Patreon and thirdeychampagne.com for years now, but I don't think I've ever really I put up some previews, but I don't think I've ever really put up a lot of paranormal videos. Well, I decided I wanted to move into that area also. So kind of doing both, doing the psychic readings and the tarot readings, some paranormal fun stuff. So please give me a follow, Paranormal Champagne. We will be starting to upload videos very soon. The other thing I want to let you know, $5 Friday is here, so please do givebutter.com/$5 Friday. Put in your intentions, your intentions, your blessings, what you want to manifest. I am on a manifesting streak, so it's a really good time to do $5 Friday. And then on the 16th, with the new moon, we're doing the last money candle of 2023. So if you want to jump in on that, they work. Trust me, they work. I get feedback from you guys saying, hey, this, and this happened after I did the candles. You do $5, you put money candle in your message, and I put your name on it. And we go from there. It's a 7-day candle that I burn for 7 days straight. So every day and every night I get the candle and I do my big, manifestation meditation. And it actually helped me with the hospital and the bills. They didn't want to negotiate. They didn't want to talk to me. They were like, F you. And I actually ended up, after the money candle, all of a sudden it was like, oh shit. They were like, yeah, all right, we can talk. So get in on that. That's also to just go to $5 Friday. So givebutter.com/$5 Friday for the money candle as well. We have 78. So this is from a shout out to Encyclopedia Brigidica, who I know has been watching me forever, who has a brilliant Instagram. Shout out to you, my friend. So this is from their Instagram. Go give them a follow on Instagram. It's encyclopedia.bridget, BRIGETICA. There's a nice little handy dandy explainer that we're going to use. So I thought it would be fun. Trump faces 78 felony charges across 3 criminal cases so far. As we know, today is another indictment day where the guy's going to be arrested, right? So, and yet I am reading analysis that this is going to make him the Republican frontrunner, because his whole deal is, this is a deep state. This is why you have to reelect me. Look what they're doing to me. They can do it to you too. The government's so corrupt. They're running after me. This is why I need to be reelected. I wonder if working is probably going to work because people follow him. So stupid. But I thought, all right, let's look. We'll do some pendulum and see how many he's going to be found guilty on. So we have, all right, New York, hush money payments to porn star. I love this. Number of charges, 34 for falsifying business records. Maximum prison time, 4 years. So let's see, how many out of the 34 is he going to be indicted on? Thank you. We have to both feet on the floor, Auntie, when you're doing the pendulum. I know. We have to set the pendulum really quickly. So I need to elevate so you guys can see it. There we go. Okay, pendulum. Am I wearing shoes? No. Good job. Thank you. Am I wearing jeans? Yes. Good job. Okay. How many guilty charges do we have? 34 for falsifying business records. This is in New York. How many are we going to get guilty on? Are you ready, pendulum? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It stopped at 20. 19? Okay, pendulum is calling it at 19, so we'll see how accurate this is. For me, with some stuff, I feel like with predictions like this, pendulum is kind of hit or miss, particularly with future predictions. That's why I don't typically use it. It's good for the now, and I think it's good for the past because you can verify. But when it comes to future predictions, I don't 100%, I don't have enough good evidence to either confirm or deny the pendulum is good at future events. So we're sitting at 19 for the New York, out of 19 out of 34. Okay, DOJ, handling of classified documents. Oh boy. 32 charges for willful retention of national secrets, maximum prison time 10 years. 6 charges for obstruction of justice, maximum prison time 20 years. 2 charges for false statements, maximum, look at the things going, yes, false statements. Maximum statement 5 years. So out of the 32 for willful retention of national secrets, thank you. How many can we get here? How many are we guilty on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Really? Only the 5? Let's try one more time. All right. Willful retention of national secrets charges. How many guilty charges will we have? Dear pendulum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. It's sitting at 5. All right. That's interesting. So 5 guilty counts for that. Okay, 6 charges for obstruction of justice. How many guilties are we going to have on that? Oh, wow. So this means I don't know. Back and forth like that, up and down, actually, I should say. That's an I don't know. Back and forth is waiting, waiting, waiting. I'm not sure. Can't give an answer. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Up and down is like, I don't know where it's going to go. Let's try it one more time. How many guilty charges will Trump face from the DOJ for obstruction of justice? 1. Okay. 2. 3. All right, we've got 3 for obstruction of justice. How many guilty charges will Trump have for falsifying statements? 1, 2. He'll be found guilty on both. This is going to be really interesting. This is going to be really interesting to see how well the pendulum calls it. Okay, the DOJ. The DOJ is also charging Trump with the attempt to overturn the election, 2020 election. We have 2 charges for obstructing an official proceeding, maximum prison time 20 years. We have 1 charge for conspiracy against the right to vote, maximum prison time 10 years. We have 1 charge for defrauding the United States, maximum prison time 5 years. Also, I'm seeing at the bottom of this is a repost from Politico, FYI, so if you want to check it out. Yeah, okay. All right, so for overturning the 2020 election, for obstruction of an official proceeding, will Trump be found guilty on 2 charges? 1, 2. That's both. That's both. Will Trump be found guilty for 1 conspiracy against the right to vote? That's a no. That's a solid no for that one. Will Trump be found guilty for 1 charge of defrauding? Back to 0. Trump be found guilty for 1 charge of defrauding the United States? Back and forth. Let's try it again. Oh, the king is here. Will Trump be found not guilty? Shit, Kirsten, get it together. Will Trump be found guilty for one count defrauding the United States? That's a yes. So we'll see. We'll be able to see how the pendulum pans out for that. All right. Let's take a peek and see what is going on here. We also did Marilyn Monroe Drunk Tarot last week. It was epic. That's a dog.
That's you.
Listen, I saw the night of her death. I saw what happened. I saw what happened with Bobby Kennedy's death. It is a must watch. There were so many things that came out of that one. So you can watch it 3 different ways. There'll be a little commercial so you can see part of it. King. The king. You can become a patron for $11. You can join thirdEyeChampagne.com for $11. thirdEyeChampagne.com. Listen, I put up a site tour yesterday so you can see what's going on over there, so you can see all the bang that you get for your buck. If you have financial issues, the regular price is $22. King! I'm gonna have to lock him in. The regular price is $22. But if you're having financial issues, hardship problems, you can drop it down to $11. You get a lot for that amount of money. But if that's still not your cup of tea, you can go to giveher.com/Marilyn Monroe and buy a ticket for $8. And it's like 4 hours. It's like a 4-hour extravaganza with a great video at the beginning of her life and beautiful photos of her. So many amazing photographers. I really feel like if you are ready for some like a really good like sit down, have some snacks, chill out and watch it, like that's the move. Marilyn is the move. I really do encourage you to join thirdEyeChampagne.com. You get so much. We have horoscopes over there. We have all the videos, extra videos, stuff you don't see here. We're starting a new series, paranormal drug series. So the first one is on Timothy Leary. Trump, no, I just want to see Trump's general state. Get a feel for where he is. I'm thinking right now that these retrogrades, so we're already in a Venus retrograde. We're going to have Uranus and Mercury go retrograde near the end of the month. And they're not going to treat Trump kindly at all. For me, it's showing me that it all comes back on him during this retrograde period. Everything comes back on this guy. This is like the chickens are coming home to roost. It's time to paper type stuff with this particular retrograde period. We're going to have all these 7 planets retrograde. But even after Mercury and Venus go retrograde, it's just going to be a pile of shit on Donald Trump. I mean, it's coming. It's happening. He's not sure where to go. He's not sure which way to proceed. I can see that pretty clearly. He's giving me like, yeah, whatever, F them. This is going to help my campaign, and they don't know. But in there, he's like, shit, this is a lot. Like, this is a lot. He's also very, very victim. They're trying to bury me. They're coming after me. This is bullshit. They're trying to bury me. Like, he feels like he's getting it from both sides. He thinks people are jealous of him. He thinks that higher up Republican members are jealous of him because he's basically reformed the party, is what he's telling me. He's always been very easy to read. He always likes to talk to me. What's really interesting is a lot of times I will hear him talking. He'll be like, bah, 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 bah. That's not what I'm picking up right now. I'm actually picking up internal stuff that I think he might not want me to know. So, did Trump do it? Yeah, we know he did it. But look, it's here in the card. Look, this is like I was a very bad boy for a very long time. He knows it. He knows it. He knows it. He knows it. He's definitely off balance. He doesn't know which way to go. I keep hearing let's make a deal, which is what I've heard the whole time. He's also worried that with, I think it's E. Jean Carroll, with the new suit with that, but he's also that there are other women that are coming after him, or other women are trying to bring him down. He feels like it's these women. There's a whole thing about women here. I'm gonna get into it. I'm just feeling it. I'm glad I did this not on a stream. Yeah, he doesn't know which way to go. The fool is here. He doesn't know which way to go. He has no idea which way to go. He's feeling very chaotic. He's worried about his money. I saw a whole article on the campaign stuff, and he's basically spending more than he's making. A lot of it is going toward legal bills. He's also paying legal bills for people that are involved in these indictments. So he's broke. The guy doesn't have any money. Show me what else. He's worried about women. He's worried about more women coming out of the woodwork, or women trying to bring him down. He's worried about Melania even. He's worried about women. He's pissed off at Ivanka. I don't know why, but he's very upset with her. She betrayed me. I'm getting picked up, or she doesn't have my back, or she thinks I'm an idiot. There's something here where he's very upset with Ivanka. He's never given a shit about Jared Kushner, not really, so that's fine. Whatever, that guy's fine. He doesn't care. Such gross energy around these people. You know, they barely feel human to me. That's legit. I mean, I don't say that about a lot of people, but they barely feel human to me. What else? He's so worried about women. What is this with the women? He keeps showing me like somebody's going to say something. Somebody's going to come out with something. There's going to be more. I think he's worried about his wife leaving him, or it coming out that they really coming out that they live separate lives, or that she's banging some other guy. Like there's all this other stuff. She's showing me everything that he kept at Mar-a-Lago. And what he's telling me is, oh, they didn't find everything, Kirsten. Like, I don't know if now this is interesting. I don't feel like it's hidden in Mar-a-Lago. I don't know if he burned it. I don't know if he ate it, right? I don't know if he sold it. But he's saying, nah, they don't have everything. They don't have everything he took there. That's very clear to me. They don't have everything that he took there. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's very, very, very clearly coming through. Why is he so worried about women, though? He keeps showing me women. And I don't feel like this is particularly related to the current lawsuits. Like, the prosecutor's a woman, or they're going to call some star witness and she's a woman. I don't get that. This is more like he's afraid there's more women, or it's like somebody's going to come back to get him, like it's Stormy, or it's E. Jean Carroll, or it's somebody else, that somebody's going to come back and get him. He's very worried about women right now. He thinks he's going to win, though. And he's also kind of giving me like, oh, I don't have any choice but to win. I don't have any choice but to win now. He believes it's conspiracy theory. Even though he knows he did it, it's like he's telling himself these lies. He believes it's a conspiracy. Yep, they're coming after me. It's Biden. He's also telling me again, it's the Republicans. They're jealous of me. And because I won't play ball with them, is what he's giving me. I won't play ball with them. That's why I won't play ball with them. I'm not going to put up with their bullshit. He's also giving me this, like, again, like, no, I'm going to win the winner, because I'm a winner. But then deep in there, it's like, oh, shit. There's a desperation. It has to turn out okay for me. It has to turn out right for me. And I also realized, when I was reading an article, every time I would put cards down, it would always say he's going to spend so much money. He's going to spend so much money. So what I actually want to do, I keep saying it's going to hit him in the pocketbook. I still don't see jail time, but I feel like jail time might not bother him. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to see if I can kind of go around that, because every time I put down cards, all I see is the money, and I'm like, maybe there's something past the money. Maybe there's jail time. Maybe there's probation. So I'm actually going to do it now. But I realized reading this article about all the money he's spending, like, that's where it is. It's all these legal fees. It's all these legal fees. That's what keeps showing up in the cards. They're telling me that, oh my God, he's going to pay all this crazy money in legal fees. I mean, it's been something like 50 million. He earned 52 and he spent 53 or something. Like, this is all campaign money. It's also a PAC that's like doing stuff for his legal fees. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. So show me, is Donald Trump convicted of a crime and sentenced to prison? I don't need to see the money. Don't show me the money. Show me guilty or innocent. Show me prison or not prison. Okay, showing me the same thing, that let's make a deal shit. This always comes up to, he's somehow going to make a deal, or somehow somebody's going to help him out. There's let's make a deal. That is here. But what is interesting is the tower is hovering. So this situation is more volatile than we think. So whether he's thinking it's a slam dunk, I won't be arrested, and we're thinking it's a slam dunk that he will, there's a volatility here that it's like, I could go any which way to lose. I also get the sense he's blackmailing people or thinking about blackmailing people. I still don't see jail time on here. I'd want to see justice or the Hierophant. I'm still not seeing it. I get let's make a deal. I get I'm trying to have a plan. He's trying to formulate a plan. Look at this. Lots of plans trying to be formulated. I feel like he's going to make a deal to avoid jail time. I really do. And also, I wonder if the powers that be are going, that's bad optics. We can't send a former president to prison no matter how bad he is. But make no mistake, this is a joint secret effort on both Republicans and Democrats. High up Republicans like McConnell said, no, take this guy out. That's exactly what they did with Madison Cawthorn, and they tried to do it with the other lady. Oh my God, Boebert, right? The one, she was Republican, and they were like, she's a slut. Like, that's what I remember. Like, oh, she's a call girl or something crazy. I don't think it stuck, but they got rid of Cawthorn that way, and now they're going, this is coming from the Republican Party. It's old higher ups. Okay, show me.
Damn it.
Also, I get timing again. Tower is here. It really could go anywhere. I get timing again. I've seen this before. It might have been a member reading and not a public reading, but there's something about the timing, and he's either trying to slow it down or speed it up, and the timing will be done to Trump specifications. So you are looking at whatever this guy is dictating on time, he's likely going to get. Okay, this is what they're telling me. There's the women again. It's so weird. Something about women in here. Again, like this is, look at this, and the root of the reading. I'm asking about jail time, and it's like, it's saying, hey, the tower is here, so it's entirely possible. I still want to see it in the cards. I still want to see it in the cards. The fact that I keep seeing let's make a deal cards, I don't like for, him getting convicted and going to prison. There's all these women here. He's worried about women. He's also trying to make a lot of chaos. I think he's trying to bring in the tower energy. I think as much as he can confuse people, he can drag things out. If he gets reelected, he keeps showing me like, it's my only chance. It's my only chance to be reelected. It's my only chance to get out of all of this. So he's going to push really hard to be reelected. He's going to try to steal the election. I'm going to ask about that. But his star falls. This is one of the big consequences. They're showing me, hey, he's not going to be where he's at forever. The 10 swords are in the back. So this fame, it goes away. He's getting the 10 swords in the back. let's ask if he's going to cheat. I mean, I feel like the answer is yes, but I want to see, does he cheat? I want to see what cards come up, and then I want to see, does he win if he cheats? But a lot of analysts are predicting that the lawsuits are helping him win the Republican nomination. He's got the energy. He's gaining energy again. So his competitors, I guess, what are we calling them? DeSantis, Pence, what have you, they don't have his energy and momentum right now. They don't have it. I'm reading them and I'm telling you they don't have it. Biden's not great either, to be honest. I wish we had somebody else. Not Biden. I feel like that guy's gonna die in office. Sorry, Joe. Not good, but so hot. Okay, show me. Does Donald Trump cheat in the 2024 election? Yes, it's a yes, but let's see what the cards give us. We're having a cocktail party at the end of the month. If you're not signed up, the links are in the box. I don't spam you. I don't sell your information. I let you know when things are coming up and what's going on, and I let you know about sales and deals and promo codes and all of that. So sign up, because that's where you find out. I usually send out once a month, sometimes twice a month. But we're going to have a cocktail party. We're having a cocktail party the 25th of August. It's a public party. We're all going to hang out together and read on whatever. Totally random reads. I will probably also do some personal readings for you guys. You throw some stuff out in the chat, I might do it. But it's just a random hangout little party. Yep, population, there it is. I don't think it's successful. No shit, maybe it is. This is weird. Okay, no, this is a weird spread. I'm going to retract that. I don't think it's successful. I'm going to retract that. So it's a little hard for me to read, honestly, because these are weird cards, weird card combinations. So I'm asking, is he going to cheat? Here's the card of manipulation. Now, I would be looking for that Seven of Swords specifically, although the Magician is a card of manipulation. Root of the reading, it shows me, okay, he will be successful. He will cheat and win. There's problems here with counting things. That's what it's going to be. I believe these are two states, and this is, the count is off, the count is wrong, something's not right. So it's the same deal. I mean, it's showing up in the cards. It's kind of hard for me to get this split at first, but now I'm getting it. He wants to go right back to the past. He wants to steal it just like he did before. He wants to go back to the past. Now, what's really interesting, again, with the counting, like, this is counting. This is counting. So it's like he's going to mess with the counting of the votes, mess with the votes, mess maybe with how they are counted. And the death card is the outcome card, which honestly, I'm not too sure how to read, because to me that's saying that he doesn't succeed, and yet at the root of the reading I have victory with the fate card. So I'm kind of like, I'm not too sure how this one should be read. I'm really not. I'm going to put Trumpy, I'm going to get him out of the deck. So this is your extensive Trump reading here, and I don't think I'm going to do it again for a little bit. Kind of see things settle after we get out of these retrogrades. 2024 is going to be really weird. By the way, did you see Trudeau is getting separating from his wife? I think I predicted that ages ago, I think. I did a reading on them. I don't know where it is, but I know I did a reading on him and wifey. He's got somebody else. I feel like this guy's eyeing somebody else. He's looking at somebody else. He's been with somebody else, but there's something where he's like, somebody else, like, it's flashing at me. It could just be, I had a crush on somebody else, but there's another woman here for him. Sidebar on Trudeau. Just sandwiched right in the middle of the Trump read. Show me, is Donald Trump the President of the United States in 2025? I've seen some very weird volatile energy lately. Very weird. I've seen lately, probably the last couple of weeks, my cards and my pendulum have given me strange answers. So 1 minute it'll be yes, the next minute it'll be no. That to me, and that's on multiple subjects, that to me is indicative of incredibly volatile energy. So there's not a lot set in stone right now. Good to manifest, but so kind of like there's wishy-washy stuff going on here. It's really weird. So, okay, we got the devil in the past one. Oh, big shock there. Is Trump president? This is contingent on something. Death card again. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. Because again, I see the fame is falling, the star is falling. It's a fallen star. So I'm gonna say no. It seems like whether or not he wins is contingent upon how much he can cheat, who is helping him, and who's looking the other way. So I think that's why I'm seeing a lot of volatility around it. I'm serious to count this guy out. I'm so serious, don't count him out. There's just so much weird shit around this. And I keep seeing that the 2024 election is going to be weird. It's weird, it's abnormal, things aren't making sense. There's these moments, not just like, what is it, the Friday surprise, the October surprise, the Friday surprise, sure, why not? Not just the Friday surprise, but weird stuff where you're going, oh my God, this is a day. Like, you know, the guy's going to be like, win the election and be sentenced on the same day. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. There's just very weird stuff. It's very weird around Biden. I actually want to look at Biden. Very weird energy around Biden. This, I don't think well. He doesn't feel super robust to me. I'm a little bit concerned about Mr. Biden. I see him in there for a second term. I mean, I do see it, but I don't think it's, I think he does. Sorry, Joe, knock on wood. Now, and then I kind of trance out and see what information comes through. Weird cards. I'm telling you, weird energy. I'm just going to trance out and see what comes through in a minute, but I'm telling you, there's weird energy around this whole effing thing. It's not going to be a straight shot. We like these cards, though. Look at Joe. I think we got a President Joe for some amount of time in 2024. Yeah. But it's weird because I also get kind of like, not for lack of trying, like they're going to try to take this guy down hard. But it looks like he is victorious. He's getting the offer. He's getting the Page of Cups. So I like to see there, but I'm dead serious. There is a lot of volatile energy. I don't know if other are picking this up. You guys watch them. But there is a lot of volatile energy around Trump. And I'm telling you, it could go any which way. It's not set in stone for me. I see him trying. I see his energy gaining. And with that tower energy hanging around, you know, that's like throwing a wrench in the thing. You know, it could go one way or another. But It really depends on how many people will help him, how good the decision is, and who looks the other way, who says, he's getting away with it. And that not necessarily saying someone that is supposed to be, regulating something. That could be literally somebody looks the other way while somebody else goes in and changes votes or something. So it could be quite literal. Let me see what else I'm picking up. Before we get to that, enjoy this brief preview of Maryland Tarot, and don't forget you can watch this by joining Patreon, thirdeyechampagne.com, or buying a ticket at givebutter.com/Maryland.
Getting hard part of yourself out, and it's very hard,
June 1st, 1926, an icon is born. But before she was an icon, she was an orphan. This is technically not true. Norma Jean Mortensen had 2 living parents. Her father, Charles Stanley Gifford, refused to acknowledge her, and her mother, Gladys Baker, was unable to take care of her. She also started dating the Yankee Clipper, Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn's marriage to Joe was brief. According to her, he beat her up twice. She met Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Arthur Miller in 1951. The two began a romantic relationship in 1955. Miller was still married. It was a mismatch from the start, with Miller proving to be emotionally abusive. Marilyn started taking pills to sleep around her early 20s. These were over-the-counter and not uncommon. She had always suffered from insomnia. As her fame rose, so did the pressure. As the pressure became greater, she needed stronger drugs to fall asleep. Her psychiatrist, Marianne Chris, told Marilyn what she needed was a break. She was burnt out, on the verge of a breakdown. She described the hospital as a place to rest and recharge. What she really did was commit Marilyn against her will and without her knowledge to a high-security mental institution. Being locked in Payne Whitney was a traumatic experience for Marilyn, who was forcibly stripped and locked in a padded cell. Marilyn became good friends with Pat Kennedy Lawford, whose husband, Peter Lawford, was friends with Frank Sinatra. Pat Kennedy was, of course, Robert and Jack Kennedy's sister. Marilyn was first introduced to Jack in 1960 backstage at a campaign speech he was giving. The two were observed flirting openly. It was later, when Jack was president, that the two allegedly had a weekend fling at Bing Crosby's house in Palm Springs. Despite claims of wiretaps and unsourced FBI reports, this is the only time eyewitnesses claimed to have seen the two icons together. It is claimed that he was dispatched by his brother, Jack, to tell Marilyn to stop calling the White House. Whatever the impetus, Bobby and Marilyn were definitely, at the very least, friends. She would call him and he would listen to her problems. This was substantiated by many of Bobby's friends. Marilyn was not only followed by the FBI, but at one point, Frank Sinatra and Joe DiMaggio hired private investigators to follow her as well, something that resulted in what was called the Wrong Door Raid, an incident where Sinatra and DiMaggio broke down the door to someone's apartment, believing Marilyn was there with another man. According to reliable witnesses, the events of August 4th went down quite differently. Marilyn had just been rehired on Something's Got to Give at a higher salary. She was happily decorating her new home. She had several visitors that day who reported seeing her outside working in her garden, looking and acting perfectly normal. At some point, Bobby Kennedy was seen going into Marilyn's house in the late afternoon or evening. Several neighbors witnessed this. The neighbors say he came and left and came and left again. Something about the encounter with Bobby upset Marilyn. Dr. Ralph Greenson, who lived 2 blocks away, was called to the house when Eunice Murray returned and discovered a nearly hysterical Marilyn. It is unknown what happened at this time, but it is believed he gave Marilyn something to calm her down. He asked Eunice Murray to stay the night to keep an eye on her. Shortly after midnight, Patrolman Lynn Franklin spotted a car speeding on Olympic Boulevard. He pulled it over to find Peter Lawford driving, a man he later identified as Ralph Greenson in the back seat, and none other than Bobby Kennedy in the front seat. We can never be sure what truly happened. What we do know is this: Marilyn Monroe was a sensitive, kind, smart, savvy, fun, and ambitious woman whose talent and beauty has lingered with us like an exotic perfume long after she's left the room.
Oh yeah, she's present. She has ground rules. This woman's giving me ground rules flat out. She's saying, she says, I don't want you going too deeply into my personal business. It's my personal business. She's very clear on that.
Okay.
But she says she very much wants to talk to everybody. Yes, okay. Oh, she's so cute. She's a sweet. I'm sorry, all these people talking about she's a bitch. So many.
Oh no.
Like horrible people. The book I'm reading now, especially, is not kind to her. And they're talking about the officer. I'm telling you, this is a sweet lady. She's saying thank you to you and me for, quote, putting on your faces. And she's doing it like this. You did it for me. Like she's doing it in a little cute way. She's saying thank you. She says it's an honor. She's here. She's saying it's an honor that we would bother.
Who did you enjoy more, DiMaggio or Miller? Like when you looked back on it, and I'm sure you looked back on both fondly. And
she's saying they were both so different. They were both complete opposite of each other.
right.
But she is reiterating again. She said this during the Charles Monroe reading. She said that Arthur was a rebound. Arthur was a rebound with Joe. But she's saying they were both so different. It was absolutely. She says they were like night and day. They were absolutely like night and day. And Joe. She says Joe was such a jock. She's really like he was. She says basically I dated the football player and the professor. I mean there's no, there's no way to compare them. But she is saying that, okay. So she doesn't want me trashing anybody, but she's like, I will give you the sex tea.
Thank you, because I didn't want to ask. I thought it was too personal.
No. She's saying Joe was good in bed. Arthur was different. Oh, interesting. She's saying, oh wow, okay. That Joe was very present and, quote, very athletic and very passionate. And she could feel that he loved her in bed.
Right.
Whereas Arthur, and I quote, technically proficient.
Okay.
But there was a coldness to him, and she felt like he was never really there. Okay, wow. She just said Marilyn Monroe never existed and she'll never die. She keeps saying, I want to clear up the confusion. Like, she doesn't want to talk about the night she died, but she wants to clear up the confusion. She's saying it was an accident. It was absolutely an accident. She's so clear about this. It was absolutely an accident. Is RFK Jr. the one who's running for president? I don't know. He's a bit of a nut. Oh, there's entities on him. Oh, I just picked it up. There's weird entities on this guy. He's telling me that they couldn't trust the CIA. They should have known it. And he's saying even now we can't trust them. They have their own agenda. He said flat out saying Sam Giancana killed my brother and the CIA let him. Good one, right? It's good. I'm telling you, it's good. It's really, it's just a good one. She was so lovely, and her spirit came through so beautifully. It was such an honor to do that. It was amazing. Our next Drunk Tarot is going to be on, well, I don't know if I should do Hugh Hefner and then do a palette cleanser with Bob Marley, or do Bob and then do Hugh. So let me know what you guys think. Hugh Hefner had himself very next to Marilyn Monroe, by the way. We found that out in the chat on Drunk Tarot. He got the right next to hers. Actually, I found that out doing my research and told everyone. But then somebody else in the chat found out that there was also some guy who got himself buried face down above her. So he like hovering over her in eternity, and God, somebody knew that woman. Jesus, put her back in with someone. Put her somewhere else. Don't put her with those kids. Okay. So first thing comes through. Okay, they want to talk 2024 first. First of all, they're saying there's going to be a new, very bizarre strain of COVID coming out in 24. 24 is a turning point. 24 is very strange. There's a new. It looks like it's less volatile. This new COVID. It's going to be saying that word on YouTube. I'll have to leave it out. But anyway, there's a new coming, and it's going to be I think it's mild, much more mild, much more, it's less scary. I see things being less scary here around this, particularly in 24, but it's still like there's a shift. So they're showing me a very large global shift comes in 24. They're also showing me a big wave, and I think it's literal. So there's that. Showing me that Trump is going to try to gin up a lot of chaos, a lot of misinformation. So it's the old playbook, right? It's the 2016 playbook. We're going back to that. Chaos, misinformation, lots of chaos, lots of like the usual posturing, but he's ginning a lot of people up. Like, all right, yeah, we're gonna be like foaming at the mouth, showing me foaming at the mouth, people foaming at the mouth. There's gonna be an uptick in violence around this time, which I mean, you know, but they're showing me that. They're showing me a lot of people just getting out of pocket. They're saying even though he's gaining in energy now, the energy will be diminishing. Hold on, people will be diminishing. The cards are correct with the star falling, with the death card of the star, that he's not going to be around much longer in a famous capacity, if you will. Somebody's due to die in office. Even if Trump gets in office, he would die in office. Somebody's going to die in that White House like soon. I see it. I'm sorry. I see it. I really see it. And that could also be thrown in the election if the Democratic nominee isn't well or is unable to perform due to causes of death. Then what they're gonna throw in Kamala. Nobody wants to vote for her. She's not she's not likable to enough people. She's just not. There's a lot of volatility around this. Again, they're kind of showing chaos any which way but loose. I mean, it's just going everywhere. And it's not Trump trying to gin up the chaos and get people going, though he will. There's also just general chaotic energy around it. It's showing me weather. I don't know why. So I don't know if it's like raining on election day or what, but they're showing me weather. I don't know what that's playing into. Lots of rain. Like they're showing me rain, clouds, pouring rain. I don't know what it means. I think it's sadness, but I honestly don't know. Something's going on with Biden in the abdominal pelvic area. Something, I mean, it's not like disaster, but there's an unwellness going on around there. "2024 is not smooth and easy as far as election goes." Very clear about that. They're saying right now it skews towards Biden for sure. The energy is going that direction, but they want to take note. There is so much volatility going on, so much coming up, that it's not set in stone. This guy's going to win. It's just not. So they're very clear on that. There's a lot of, they're saying the events of 2024 are very strange, weird. Things are kind of nowhere. And that's not just election and not just America. That's global. It's like things are coming out of nowhere. They're showing me funny things, like natural things, basically. They're showing me like flying monkeys. They're showing me the flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz. So to me, it's like, okay, that's unnatural. That's not normal. It's like when monkeys fly kind of a thing. There's a lot of that in 24, and it will likely play out in the U.S. elections, where you're just like, wait, what? Very strong chance of a blue wave, they're saying, though. Very, 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 very strong chance of a blue wave as far as congressional stuff goes, and as far as what's the other, like lower level elections. Very strong chance of a big fat blue wave. So maybe that's why they're showing me the wave, but I also feel like it was literal. I think there's going to be a big storm, big tsunami somewhere. They are saying people are going to try to fuss. Literally, they're saying the word fuss with the numbers. People are trying to fuss with the numbers. They're showing me hands. They keep showing me like hands holding something. Not sure what that is either, but they're like folding something over, hands folding something over. I don't know what that is. They're showing me like swirling energy, just crazy energy, and then all of a sudden it just sort of stops, and it's silent, and it stops. A lot of volatility around Trump, and where not only where the election goes, but where his criminal cases go. They're saying, it's like it's almost unpredictable, basically. Even as a psychic, they're kind of saying, there's so much weird shit going on with this guy, and he's trying so many different things. He's working with so many different energies that it's kind of like, man, we don't really know where it's going to go. They're saying conviction is not assured. Any conviction, not assured. Very clear about that. Working for other people. I mean, we've seen this before. We saw this for years. That they're showing me, marionette. They're showing me he's on strings. He may have people in his pocket that can come out of a lot of this, straight up, because, well, he's in their pocket really, but it's beneficial to them to get him out of this, because they're showing me he's not in control of his own movements. He's not in control. He's not running the thing. He's saying it's all okay, it's all a kangaroo court, this is fake, they're coming after me, blah, blah, blah. He really believes it too, just so you know. He knows it's not true, yet he's convinced himself that it is. Yeah, don't feed the energy. They said it before, don't feed that energy. Just don't feed this guy, don't watch his rallies, don't pay attention to news about him. Don't watch any readings about him. Like, just don't feed the energy. They're also showing me, it looks like an uptick in weird QAnon stuff. I mean, just everybody. I see. Part of the reason I'm seeing the flying monkeys is because Trump is going to send out his flying monkeys. So it's like, okay, everybody, go get them. Yep, okay, got it. They're saying Democrats are not prepared, but they're better prepared than they were in 2016. They're also saying Biden's really sharp with that, like with the security, that kind of a thing, Russia or China or anyone else messing with national security with regards to the election. They're also saying Elon Musk very detrimental. I don't know if this is in general. They're just like, look, this is not a great guy. Or if it's to the election, but they're saying he's very detrimental. It's another energy, like don't feed that energy. I am guilty of it. I like actively dislike that man. But they're saying don't feed it, don't feed it, don't feed it. I can feel the chaos energy. And it's almost also like there's some kind of almost like a psychic shield. Like you can't see what I'm doing. Like Trump is like, yes, you can't see what I'm up to. You can't see what I'm doing. Which is interesting because I will say this, in 2016, I've ever known, right? Linda Griggle, Louise Einhorn, and a couple other people. We were all kind of throwing cards because everybody's worried, is it going to be Trump? But it can't be because he's an idiot. But, every single person I know was like, Hillary won, Hillary's going to win. Hillary's going to win. She's right here. Which technically, I think she did. But she ended up not being president. And I always wonder, how were the psychics, so many psychics, unable to see such a thing? Because it's such a huge turning point. You know what I mean? It's such a huge marker in history. It's such a huge shift from Obama to Trump. And we missed it. You know what I'm saying? And for me, for that many people to see, like, basically an alternate reality that come to fruition, it's kind of like, how on earth did that happen? But I do feel the same thing, like, oh, you can't really see what I'm up to, you can't really see what I'm doing. Make no mistake, he's in big trouble, but it's fueling outrage for his followers. Look how they're coming after me. I'm persecuted. He's so great at playing the victim. Anything else we need to know about this? They're saying Biden is strong. So that's a plus. And him repeating the past, him winning again, is very strong. So I like that. Devil's hanging out all over the fucking thing now. Devil, the moon, volatility. Manipulation. We're entering a new era in 2024. I just feel it. That's probably with Pluto and Aquarius, but I can just feel the energy shift. It's gonna feel a lot better to a lot of people. All right, that's gonna do it for me, my friends. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support, for being here. If you want to support me further, the best way to do that is to join ThirdEyeChampagne.com. $11 gets you everything. It gets you all kinds of discounts too. So on my readings, on my energy clearings, I'm doing hypnotherapy now. Like something that I learned while I was recuperating. So all of that, you get discounts when you join, and then you get all this amazing content. You get to help out a small business owner. It's everybody. So think about it, check it out, head on over to that website.
Don't go away.
Going for you. I love you. I adore you. I am open for readings, by the way. So if you want to get
she just keeps talking.
and you want to get a discounted reading,
She's gonna keep talking.
To join ThirdEyeChampagne.com or Patreon. So if you're looking for a reading, I'm giving out big discounts this month, and I'm open for regular readings. I'm open for past life readings. The past life readings, I'm interrupting my goodbye to say these past life readings are the bomb. They're really, really good.
Keep talking, Kirsten.
I don't sit there and tell you a story about your past life. I actually use the pendulum and figure out how many you've had. You make a list of people that you want to know about. So it could be an enemy, could be an old love, it could be husband, wife, child, mother, father, what have you, somebody you work with, some mentor, somebody, could be a celebrity even. Anybody, somebody you met in past, you
Not gonna
felt a
shut up.
connection to.
She's
Put
not
them on
gonna
the
shut up.
list. We go through the list. We look at how many past lives you've had together, and then we look at all the themes using the cards. Okay, this is what is going on. This is the relationship you have. This is, typically you were brother and sister together, blah, 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 blah. I get flashes from the past lives. They're really good readings. They're really, really, really good readings. So I highly recommend them. And okay, for reals, on that note,
Yeah.
I do love you.
For reals.
I do adore you. I am absolutely your biggest cheerleader, as I know you are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice ending there, Kirsten. Woo! Hello. Okay. This is me in bad lighting. Let's see. No, remove. Oh, it's Auntie in her ceiling. Dude, what a god-awful thing. Hold on. Yes, it was bad, the king. It was so bad. I don't know why that recording, and I'm going to tell you why it was a recording in a minute. Hold on. I don't know why that recording came off so bad. I really don't. I really don't. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous. I'm going to move you over. It was choppy. Yes, it was. All right, let's get some good lighting going on here, kids. Now I've had a cocktail. Now it's cocktail time. Oh, better lighting. Look at that. Oh, I don't look so bad. I don't look so. I might. Do I want to come down? Do I want to come up? I think up. I think up is good. I think up is nice. I think that's where we want to be. So I want to introduce you to. The poor woman's. This is the divorced woman's cocktail. Okay, this is what happens when you get divorced. You have to drink Brut Rosé out of a fucking can. Let me tell you something. This is for anybody. This is who identifies male or female or non-binary or whatever it is. I'm going to tell you this. When you get divorced, this is what you have to look forward to. You're going to be drinking wine out of a can. All right, this is what's going on. I'm forewarning you. I'm letting you know this. I wasn't going to jump on, but I'm so goddamn mad about the quality of that video. Hi, hello. That I thought I'd come and say hello and answer. Sure, that's fine. Just yeah, go for it. Hey, hey, be quiet. Remember when I told you that I was working? Remember the working? Remember working? You know what that means? You're quiet. Hush. Anyway. King. Kingy. You know what? It's not bad, Rob. It's actually not bad. It's Sophia Coppola wine, so it's from Coppola Winery, which is up north near me in the Bay Area. I've been to the winery. It's great. He has all the so he's got like the desk from The Godfather and stuff from Apocalypse Now and Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's got that stuff in the winery, and it's got a pool. It's got a restaurant. It's a really nice fucking place. Anyway, this is really not that bad. To be honest, I wouldn't be drinking it if it wasn't pretty delish. And yeah, the king is a big boy now. So, you can fire some psychic questions at me. It's not going to be in-depth, but I feel so badly that you had to just sit through that. I sat through it. It was driving me. If I closed my eyes and just listened, it was fine. But, that's irritating. So it's a cocktail week. Listen, it's a Thursday cocktail week. I don't know how y'all have been hanging, but it's been a little rough one for Auntie. I had a beautiful weekend. I had a stunning weekend. But it seems like gradually, as the week has progressed, what is this? Nobody knows. Kirsten is thirsty, I see. As the week has progressed, it's gotten more and more difficult. Ask Lisa Marie if she wants to do a deep dive. Let's have a look at, don't you dare eat that paper towel. Don't do it. Hey, look at me. Pay attention to me. Don't do it. Lisa Marie, I get, like, it was a rough full moon. I agree. Do you get, like, yes and no? Yes and no. Okay, shut the fuck up, computer. I'm getting, like, yes, but also maybe yet. That might be a 2024 move, Lisa Marie. I mean, she did just pass. I loved her. I thought, when I was a little girl, I thought she was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, Lisa Marie. I thought she was so lovely. There we go. That's better. It's not a party if my tits aren't out. So just an FYI, hi baby. I want to remind you guys also, anything that is too controversial for YouTube, you will find at thirdeyechampagne.com. If you go over there and you find anything that has to do with Lady Rona behind the paywall, just let me know, because I'll open it up to the public. I just, at this point, I don't have time to go and look for anything and see what's membership and what's public. But you, as a free, how did I put it in the site tour yesterday? As a free customer, thank you, the king. Did you pull it out of the wall? Yes, you did. Congratulations. But if you go, I want all of that to be available to you guys for the free. So if you go there and you're looking for that specifically, there we go. And you can't find it, just hit me up, kirsten@gmail.com, and say, hey, this Rona thing is behind the paywall, and here's the video, and you can send me the name or the link or whatever, and I will make it available to you. With the Trump stuff, which can be, I've gotten hits on that with YouTube. That's going to stay behind the paywall because I don't feel like it's essential. If I feel like we're under the threat of fascism as we were before, I'll release it all. I'll do it all for free like I did in 2017. But anyway, I just want you to know that that is there. That is there. The sound still isn't good. See, it's not. It's StreamYard. I don't know what the F is going on here. Wait, why are we having sex talk in the chat? What did I miss? And why did I miss it? So FYI, we are doing, you can still see a little bit of my black eye. You can still see it a little bit. Punched myself last week. We are having a cocktail party on August 25th. That is open to the public. That's going to be so if you have a personal question you want to know for yourself, you want to get a reading from RT, not super in depth, and you have to understand that a reading like that is not going to be the same as getting a personal reading with me. So if you're like, I have a question, do an email reading. But if you're off the cuff, let's throw it out there. Am I ever going to marry, oh my God, what's the guy, Tom Hiddleston? I'm never going to marry him, whatever. Throw that in there. But anything y'all want. I'm literally streaming on Twitch right now, Colleen. I'm actually on Twitch right this second. I don't have a lot of followers on Twitch, but I stream on Twitch. Wisconsin Supreme Court. Ooh. That's a lot of questions, Joe. Narrow down to the most important one, and I will answer that one. But I'm doing that, and then any reading, anything you want to throw out, we're gonna hang, we're gonna have a cocktail party, and then if you are a member of Club 3333, well, Warrior Witch, I will get to that in a second. I'm gonna be doing an Ask Me Anything. So, I mean, literally no holds barred. Kirsten, how was it in the hospital? How did the divorce go? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever you want. We're going to have a Club 3033 party. Are we August? I'm trying to be ambitious, but I'm going to say September because I don't want to burn out. So if you're not in Club 3333, you can go to thirdeyechampagne.com. It's the only place you can do this. Sign up at that level, the VIP level, and you're going to be able to get in. And then you also get major, major discounts. Like there's so many discounts. Yeah, I'm going to do Sinead. Did you see Tori Amos did a tribute to her, by the way? I am going to do Sinead. I have to give time needs to pass. You know, I don't like to jump right in. I don't like to jump right in. Fair Maps in Wisconsin. Fair, but not as fair as it could be. Thank you for narrowing it down, Joe. Appreciate it. So that's what's going on. If you, and I mean, literally, it's Ask Me Anything. You want to know any psychic question, you want to ask weird stuff, you want personal stuff. Of course, I reserve the right to say fuck off, but I probably won't. So anything you want to know, personal stuff, whatever. We're going to be doing that in September. I don't have a date yet, but is there for the Club 3333. And I just want to give a big shout out to Sharon. I don't know how to say your last name. I don't know if it's Sipe. I'm going to go with Sipe, Sipe. I don't know, but you have been killing it in the chat, putting everything up that needs to go up, and I really appreciate you've been doing it consistently for so long, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't do the tonsillectomy during retrograde, Mercury retrograde, or Venus for that matter, because you might get a weird. No, I don't mind. I would say wait. If you're doing it, I would say wait. I'm drinking wine out of a can. Like, this is where I'm like. I could put it in a glass and try to be fancy. But why put on airs? After all, we're Portuguese. I had a cocktail while I was watching the bad stream, by the way. I can't believe the audio is so bad. See, I'm not seeing it on my computer. I was seeing it on my phone when I was chatting with you guys. And I want to let you know also the reason that sometimes I do recorded videos. I have more energy in the morning than I do sometimes in the evening. So if I know I'm kind of like, it's not going to be a great day for me, I will record something and put it up for you guys and sit in the chat with you guys. Ooh, would I be into doing videos on Lilith signs and energies? Yes, I would. That's a really good idea. That's a good idea for 24. I'm taking ideas for 2024, by the way. I have the content. You guys want to know what I've got here? Let's see. Hold on. Where is it? I've got all the 2024 astrology ready to go. This is how early it starts. In June, July, so 6 months in, I start planning for the next year, which is why when I was in the hospital, there was still content going up. I literally thought to myself, I mean, this is years ago, probably 2018, 19, I thought, shit, Kirsten, like, what if there's a disaster? You know, you know, these people pay for content. You need content to go up. So everything goes early. So I have space in case there's a disaster. So I have the 2024 astrology. I have, where is that? I know it's here. Hold on. Because I am also, where are you? I need suggestions for The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. Ooh, that was a weird one, Gigi, and I'm so glad I asked about it. That was very strange. Paul Rubens, I mean, obviously we need to give him some time. He literally just passed away, and I like to give, I like to have some time before I read on somebody, to be a little respectful. Like I said, for me personally, I just know that if I was someone famous or related to somebody famous and some random psychic on YouTube was doing a video on them, like right after they died, I would be very upset. That's part of the reason I wait. I'm coming. I hear ya. Yeah, it's definitely a cocktail week, kids. All right, baby, come on. Don't need any rocks. He takes that to mean let me eat all the rocks, by the way. Okay, so 2024. Let's see if it'll open. Yes, it will. So we are doing, for paranormal, we are doing Haunted Hollywood series. So I've got Natalie Wood, which I think is really bizarre and interesting. Bugsy Siegel actually died in Beverly Hills. We're going to be looking at that. George Reeves, Errol Flynn, Ricky Nelson, both of them owned the same home. Janis Joplin, Howard Hughes, more Howard Hughes. Houdini and the Houdini property is supposed to be incredibly haunted, and we're going to be doing Joan Crawford. I need one more suggestion for haunted Hollywood stories that we're going to be doing this year. I need one more for that. So if you have any ideas, let me know. And then for Drunk Tarot in 2024, I've got Rasputin, I've got Iggy and Tupac, and I'm going to be doing a whole episode on the guys who escaped from Alcatraz. I might do a whole Alcatraz, you know, because Al Capone was there, Birdman, you know, all sorts of weird shit on. But if you have any ideas about where to, ooh, Thelma Todd is good. That's a good one. Do you know they say, speaking of that the Misfits was cursed because everybody died like really soon after it was made. Very soon after it was made. Also Lana Turner and the gangster, and then the daughter was like, no, I killed him, but Lana really killed him. So I mean, there's all sorts of interesting stuff. Natalie Wood's on there. Mom, damn mother. My mother is Martian Productions, by the way. I just outed you, Mom. I hope you weren't trying to be secretive. So Mom came over. We filmed it, okay? Let me just tell you my day. Can I tell you my day, please? Oh, you guys like the Jane Smith? I'm doing Black Dahlia. I've got Black Dahlia on there. She's on there for my Hollywood. My mom in Bogota had a legit haunting. The story's insane. I'm collecting true paranormal stories, Gigi. If you would like to, I would love to feature it on my new channel, Paranormal Champagne. Email me, KirstenLangstonAuthor@gmail.com. Eliza says, hi, Kathleen. We need Mom's chart. You don't have Mom's chart? I mean, she's a Libra. But so I found, this is the weird, I've had the weirdest day. It's just been the weirdest day. So this morning, I take the dog for a walk, nothing unusual. We left in the car. We go for a walk. We come back in the car. I get out of the car. I'm walking, and I see this weird piece of garbage on my garage floor, and I'm like, that's weird. I get closer. It's a dead mouse. Nice long tail. Dead. And so I freak out. I run in the house, like, okay, I get this thing out of my garage. I'm not good with the rodents. I'm not great with the rodents. So I called Mom, and I was like, Mom, I need backup. I filmed this whole thing. I filmed it. Mom, I need backup. Mom is petrified of rodents. She's absolutely petrified. She hates them, especially mice. So she's going, I can't. I know. I need like I need a backup here. I need somebody to come in here. I need a backup. So she, okay, I'll be right over. So Mom shows up, and at this point I'm wearing like thigh-high boots, big heavy boots. I went and got the boots on. I've got the gloves on. I've got the gloves, and I'm like, what are we gonna, like, how, and this is so stupid, but it's like, how are we gonna get this mouse out of the garage? It was a whole plan. It was awful, the most disgusting thing in the world. And I have to prop my mother, because so I got the mouse in the dustpan eventually. Okay, this is like a 20-minute situation. I got it in the dustpan, but I couldn't bring myself to pick up the dustpan and throw it in the garbage. I could not do it. And my mother, who is abjectly terrified of mice, was like, fine, I'll do it. She scooped it and dumped it. I mean, the garbage was right there. I literally couldn't bend down. I was just like, oh, can't do it. I tried to sweep it, and whatever the cause of death was, it seemed to be some sort of brain problem. It seemed to be bleeding out of the brain. It had stuck itself to the garage, because I tried the sweeping and nothing happened. And so, like, I sweep the broom, and then nothing happens, and then we both screamed. I mean, this is like this most ridiculous thing. So Mom hangs out. She stayed for a little while. We're gossiping, we're bullshitting, and the dog starts going nuts. It's like, what is going on? The dog's going nuts, and Mom goes, "Oh, shut up! It's kids by playing." Well, it wasn't. A band of wild turkeys. I'm not making this up. A band of wild turkeys was somehow gained access to my roof. I don't like that you can see that there. That's better. And was sitting on the roof, and then they started flying down off the roof into my front yard. They were grazing in my front yard for 20 minutes. Listen, today has been a very bizarre day. Well, I had bird seed in my garage. I like to feed birds outside, so I'm obviously got I saw that it had gotten in there. So there was a hole in the birdseed. So the birdseed got put in a different spot. This little guy's been hanging around. I don't. There's never just one mouse. I know. I don't poison things. So how is this little guy? I feel like I would have known if I stepped on it, right? Anyway, that's been my day. My day is a very strange day. So it was mice and turkeys, and these things are out there. They're staring at us in the window, like they were outside the window staring at us in the house, and whoop, whoop, making this. And then this issue with stream, I could not get this video to play. I could not get it to share. The neighbor of mine poisoned it. Yeah, I know. I thought that too. So it's been a weird day, and I will say I feel like the energy is very weird right now. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but that full moon was pretty. I don't know if it's just hitting me because I'm a Scorpio, I'm a fixed sign, and so is Aquarius, or what. But that energy has been very strange. It's very, very strange. I used to trap them and put them in my neighbor's garage. Oh my God. Yeah, it's been weird. It's been really weird. I want to say this. This is crazy. So it's been a weird day. The recession is real. So I just want to actually, I was going to jump on here and give you kind of an economic reading. The recession is real. It's real. It's global. It is a real ass thing. The sound is better? I hope so. And most of the small businesses I know are being affected by it. So it's funny because I jump on Twitter is now X. He had to take the sign down in San Francisco. They were like, you can't just fucking put a sign up, schmuck. So you decided to look for a new day job. Yeah, it's real. And so this was me about 3 days ago. I realized that I am very much in danger of having to go find a 9 to 5. This is what we're drinking. This is literally why we're having cocktails today. So let me get the puppy. I'll be right back. Hey, what are you doing, bud? Come on, Cookie. One little cookie. Have a cookie. Have a cookie. You want to sit? Come here, sit for the people. Oh, you're gonna lay down. Well, they can't see you if you lay down, but that's okay. Go. So essentially, things have been great, economically speaking, and I kind of thought it was because I just wasn't able to work as much because I'm still recovering. Cocktails notwithstanding, believe me, I'm really still recovering. Anyway, I realized this week that if things get any worse, like I am baseline, things get any worse, I'm gonna have to try to re-enter the workforce, and I haven't been in the workforce since 2010. I don't even know who would hire me in this particular climate. And I did a little reading myself, like, hey, is it me? Is it because I'm not well? Is it this? Is it that? Da 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 da. And it's just recession is what was kind of coming up in the reading. So I just kind of want to validate that for everybody, because I'm reading things. Oh, Bidenomics, they're calling it Bidenomics. Oh, they're working. Oh, there's no recession. Oh, everything's fine. Oh, no, bullshit. Bull to the shit. Going back to, I don't think anybody would hire me. And I don't think I would make enough money, to be honest. I ended up out of work in 2010 because I got injured on the job. And I know, Debbie, I know. Debbie, I got to say something about you in a minute because it's been a very weird week. But yeah, I don't think anybody would hire me. I haven't worked since 2010. I was out of work because I got hurt. The whole reason this channel Third Eye Champagne exists is because I got hurt. So I just want to kind of say, like, you guys, it's working for the corporations and the wealthy. Exactly. It's just you're not crazy. My point is, if you're having financial fiscal issues, you're not crazy. Yeah, I really don't think anybody would hire my ass. I really don't. And at the same time, I think the amount that they would hire me at, it would be kind of like, is there a point? I might as well just roll over and die. So interesting thing with Debbie. So I have to say, because Debbie reminded me of it because she's in the chat. Debbie very generously gifted me with a recording for like abundance issues and financial issues. So when this thing came down on Monday, when I realized, holy shit, your entire business is about to go down the tubes. I had this recording and I was using it off and on, like using it at night, but not a lot. It was like once a week. I was like, oh yeah, I have a recording. Oh yeah. But I used it religiously. Okay, so since Monday, I have been listening to this thing to the point where I'm fucking sick of listening to it. And the craziest things start happening in the last couple of days since I've been listening to this thing. One of the craziest things, and this is nuts. I mean, this is absolutely nuts. So this recording clears you. It just sort of clears with like abundance issues, scarcity issues. It works. It works. It fucking works. So I'm freaking out. And I ended up not freak out. So I listened to the recording all day, and at night, Netflix suggests a movie with Jim Carrey, and it's a documentary on when he made the Andy Kaufman movie. And you have to watch it, and you have to look at Jim Carrey's eyes, because looking in this man's eyes, I was just like, oh my God. He talks about, I don't care. He talks about, obviously he's a millionaire, so it's he's allowed to not care, but he talks about, I don't care if there's nothing after death. I don't care that there's nothing there. I don't care if there is something there. I don't care that I'm a millionaire. I don't care that I'm poor. He is in this space that is, his face has changed. This man's face has fucking changed. And I grew up with Jim Carrey. Even in Living Color in the 90s, like, this guy is part of my pop culture. And to look at him in this documentary, it's on Netflix. I think if you just look at Jim Carrey, it'll show up. You have to watch it, because it's not just about him playing Andy Kaufman and oh my God, who's the guy who played Tony, the jerk? But God, what's the name? Tony? Oh my God, somebody put it in the chat. Not Tony Manero. That's but there's a calmness and a stillness. So the first day I play these recordings from Debbie, I get the Jim Carrey and see what Jim Carrey did. You made 2/3. Everybody. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you guys, the recession is real. Don't listen to the mainstream media. Oh, I just blinked on that one. The recession is real. Jim Carrey, the way that he speaks about things, I needed to hear it, because he's basically saying everything's okay. There's a calmness to him. This man is a mystic, and I don't know if anybody knows it. God, give me Jim Carrey interview for an hour and a half. Like, seriously. He's a mystic and he doesn't know it. Maybe he knows it. Maybe nobody else knows it. But I got the message I needed to get. So this guy manifested his career. So this is about Jim Carrey. So he is a struggling comic. And he sees a psychic on like Hollywood, Hollywood Boulevard, whatever the fuck. He sees a psychic, he goes, and she tells him 3 things are about to happen that is going to make you incredibly famous. Nobody's ever going to be able to tell you no again. This is it. And then he gets 3 movies. He gets Dumb and Dumber, he gets The Mask, and he gets Ace Ventura. And bam, if you're in the 90s, you know Jim Carrey immediately was like, holy crap, he's it. What he did when he first got to Hollywood, he's Canadian. Shout out to Canada. I love you, Canada, by the way. I have a lot of love for Canada. He wrote himself a $10 million check. This is legit. So I needed this message. This is what I'm saying. This recording will be the message. I swear to shit. He wrote himself a $10 million check. And he said, and he wrote in the part, right, when you're writing checks for acting. And within 3 years, he gave himself 3 years. He says he wasn't sure if it was three or 5, but I think it was 3. He said, you got 3 years to make this $10 million. And he did it. And he did it. That's what I'm saying. This manifesting shit is real. So that's what happens the first day after I do declaring. So I'm like, okay, all right. The second day, I get all of these ideas. Okay, this is what I'm going to do to pump up my business, because let's face it, I am not a 9-to-5 lady. Do I look like Lily Tomlin? No. No, I don't. No. And those aren't big enough to be Dolly Parton. So the next day I get all these ideas. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I got to pump up the business. You know, I've got stuff that's going on. I get contacted by Lisa, who tells me, you're not going to believe this, but because we do those joint readings and we haven't, you know, we said, you know, we're done for 2023, we're not going to do anymore. Elisa says, hey, you're not going to believe this, but some people want some of these joint readings from us. Oh shit, okay. So we have a few spots for those. We opened, like, some people requested it, so we're like, wow, that's great. So if you want one, let me know, because we'll probably be able to squeeze you in. And then this is the kicker. So on day 3 of I'm doing the recordings, I'm doing affirmations, you know, I'm going, oh, okay, I got money, I'm rich, it's okay. Day 3, that's today. Randomly, I get a check in the mail. If you recall, I had to go get an ultrasound, and the insurance company was like, oh, it's going to cost you $300. And then when I got there, they charged me something like $900. I was like 7 or 9. You're not gonna believe this shit. I got a check for $300 from that company today. From the cat company, I randomly got a check for $300 from them. So, like, I'm telling you, you can alter your reality. You can change your reality. Debbie's the real deal. The recordings are real. I didn't listen to it today. I need to get back on that shit. But yeah, no, for real. I tell you what, I see. So I get this thing and it says NorCal Imaging on it. And I was like, fuck, they want more money. Like, I'm so used to getting squeezed from the medical establishment that, yeah, post the link. I don't know if they'll let you. The mods might have to approve it. So you guys, if Debbie posts it, go ahead and approve it. It might let you. I'm not sure how it works, but yes, please post it. I opened the thing and I was just like, of course, want more money from me. And then I look at it and I was like, wait, there's more. Like, I'm like, you know how the checks sort of are at the bottom or whatever they're saying. So I like pull it out and I was like, and I like look at it and I was like, y'all, honestly, I didn't know how I was going to buy groceries. I did not know how I was going to buy groceries. So I can now go get food. I mean, it's, you know, I want you to see happy Kirsten. This is why I never talk about my divorce. I want you to have the good stuff. That's what you pay for. You don't pay to see me have a fucking breakdown on camera. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. So I don't jump on here and be like, I'm in financial dire straits. This is why Linda G is doing fundraisers for me while I'm dying in the hospital, because first of all, I didn't think of it. I was busy dying. She saved my ass financially, big time. But the other thing, I never would have thought of it. Honestly, I never would have thought to ask. So yeah, I can go get food. This is why we're reduced to drinking champagne out of a can. Didn't Dr. Cancer want all the charges to make money? I think so. To me, it is insane that this woman wanted to cut me open horizontally, like they even do that anymore, to remove an appendix that no longer exists. She never even checked for it. And then to say, I need to look around for tumors. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And obviously, this works. You know what I'm saying? For this woman, obviously, this is not the first time she has done this. This is not the first time she has seen a patient and said, I have to cut you open and look around, look for tumors. That wasn't the first time she did it. No way. Oh my God, Auntie, if y'all need to let us know. I got the radiology check. I'm good, but thank you for the offer. But get a $5 Friday, get a reading. I want there to be a fair exchange. I appreciate all the tips and all the donations y'all want to give, but I want there to be a fair exchange always. But seriously, I was like, I can't buy fucking groceries. Like, I'm gonna have to cancel the dog. He really needs it. He's such an active dog. He needs to go with his lady, and she's not, she's $40. She's not expensive. I was like, I'm gonna have to cancel the dog lady. I was just like in my head all week. I thought, Kirsten, you got to start playing the Debbie recording. Just go for it. Just blast it. And I did that, and I started doing affirmations. This is just in 4 days. They don't want to give me an MRI, Pisces. They don't want to do it. They want to do an ultrasound, and they want to do the colonoscopy. Right now, because COVID is so high, money come and play with me, I say all day. Sometimes I switch it up to money come and dance with me. You guys are going to meet Lisa. Lisa she does family constellations, and I'm very excited. I don't know if she's still here in the chat, but I'm very excited to introduce her to you guys. But she has also helped me figure out money stuff. I love you guys. I think we have such a beautiful community. I always get bummed out. I've seen a lot of people drop off in the last couple of years. And I'm assuming it's because the crossover to the website wasn't smooth. Thank you, website bitch. That's what we're calling her now. You want to hear the Debbie recording? Yeah, it's I don't. Can you get it in the chat, Debbie, or no? Is it not showing up as a link? If anybody wants to find it, you can go to, I think it's at HH Collective, right? Isn't it, Deb? If one of the mods wants to go find it and put it up, that week. But train of thought. What are your tips on how to stay aligned with manifestation? Sometimes doubt kicks in. You know what? Yeah, I think we do break our own manifestations. I agree completely. So this is what I've been doing. This is why I like ritual. And this is why I like quote unquote spells. And of course, if you're on thirdeyeshampoo.com, there's a million of them, and they are all tested by me, tried by me. Those are the ones I have used. I have written them myself. Ritual gets into your subconscious. Anything that's going to get into your subconscious is going to help you work that much harder. So if you're just sitting there like, yeah, I just want money. I just need to pay my groceries. It's not going to do it. Like, I was sitting there all day Monday and thinking like, I'm fucked. I can't tell you what despair I was in. I'm fucked. I'm screwed. Lisa's here. Thank you. Yeah, Lisa's amazing. I'm going to introduce you guys to Lisa soon. So she's great. I'm talking too fast. I can hear it. I can hear all the words running together. But I was sitting there in absolute despair, just like, I'm seriously going to have to go to 9 to 5 for the first time in 13 years. Nobody's going to hire me. I don't know that I can work at a computer for, 8 hours a day. I still get funk in here. I still get funk with the neck injury, even though I consider myself healed. I don't know that I could do, at a desk for 8 hours a day. I don't know that I could. But I mean, I'm picturing myself like moving back in with my mother at the age of 45. I mean, I was going, oh my God, this is terrible. I can't take care of my nephew anymore. I can't take care of my mom anymore, blah, 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 blah. And I realized that has to stop. You know what I mean? It was just like, no, you cannot think, you have to literally just, this is weird advice. But when you get into that spiral, you literally have to say, no, I'm not doing that. But you have to mean it at every single level. Every single level. It has to be, no, I'm not going there. No, I'm not doing that. I'm meant for something better. I'm meant for something greater. But it really is a subconscious that does the work. So even if you record yourself, even if you're like, yeah, thank you, PhotoCast 3333. I love it. Thank you so much. Even if you record yourself saying certain things and you play it all night long, which is another thing that I've done, it gets into your head. So you have to go a layer under, which is also why I love the hypnotherapy. Julia, I don't know if she's still on here, but she is a hypnotherapist and she has worked with me with past life stuff. She's really good. I can't remember that other name. She's also Canadian, oddly enough. And she was really good helping me remove entity from a subconscious level. But that's why I started doing hypnotherapy. That I learned it. I'm going to be putting up some hypnotherapy videos for you guys. So I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to get into the subconscious. We can work on money stuff. We can work on love stuff. And word, which was like, I would like to best a sexy boyfriend. Wouldn't we all? But it has to be one track mind, and it has to be not only conscious, but subconscious. So when I started working with Debbie's recording, I literally played it, just sick of it. I got no offense, Debbie, but I was playing it all day long. And finally to the point where I was like, if I listen to one more word you use that I don't understand, it's not shamulis. What is the word? It's a weird word. And I'm like, what? Oh, shiku, right? What is that? I don't know what that is. But I'm going, I can't, if I hear this effing recording one more time, I'm going to throw the computer through the window. So I knew it was time to stop, right? The mind is telling you, okay, you've had enough for the day. But it sinks in. It really sinks in. And then you start making moves. And then I see the Jim Carrey documentary. And Jim Carrey literally manifested $10 million. And this is the story he tells. So he starts out, he says, look, you got to watch this thing. I'm telling you, you got to watch it. You got to look at his face. You got to look at his eyes. I need to meet this man. But he says when he was a kid, he was in church, and the Irish priest said, well, if you make a promise to the Virgin Mary, she'll give you something. So he says, wait, so you're telling me if I tell the Virgin Mary I'm going to say 8 Hail Marys, she's going to give me a bike? And the priest goes, yeah, she'll do it. So he did. He went to the Virgin Mary. He went to the statue or whatever. He makes the promise. And he says, I will say the whole rosary if you bring me a bike. Now, his family was pretty poor. And randomly enough, I think it was Christmas morning, he gets up. And it's something like 9 days later. Maybe it wasn't Christmas morning. I could be gilding the lily there. But he wakes up, and there in the living room is the bike. So he manifests the bike. And that's when he realizes, holy shit, I can manifest shit. That's when he, years later, he writes himself the $10 million check. And then he gets $10 million. You have to truly believe it. If it's not all the way in every cell of your body, you're going to sabotage yourself. Even with me, I probably could have manifested a $30,000 check, not a $300 check, if I really wanted to. You know what I mean? You got to get into the groove of it. You put it in the chat a few times. I haven't seen it, but I hope it's in there. It's about getting to the subconscious. So I may not have manifested yet a way to rescue my business, but I did manifest grocery money. And that's pretty big. That's pretty effing big, I had some really weird, unexpected expenses. I had a small procedure done, and it ended up being not related to the appendix, medical though, but super random, just like a small removal. And it was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be $600, and then it was like, no, we're gonna charge you $1,500, and I was like, wait, what? Excuse me. So there was that, and then I got another flat tire, and this time they were like, you might as well just get all new tires. So my dumbass, yes, my love. Oh, I see. You just want attention. You don't really want to go outside. So my dumbass thought, I looked up cost of tires, $400. Okay, great. I can do $400. I can pull that out of my savings account. And then I get there and they're like, oh, and it's another $400 for labor. And I was just like, what the hell? So all these crazy, unexpected expenses. And I felt like I was in a money spiral. This is just a hike. Thanks so much. She lives there. She lives there. That's her home. That's where she lives. You don't have to defend against that. I know. He doesn't really like her either. So there's that. King dog. I was in a money spiral. It was weird. It's weird to watch the energy sort of snowball. There's all that, and then randomly people just started like dropping off thirdEyeChampagne.com. Like randomly, people are just disappearing. I'm going, oh my god! And I get it. There's a recession. Yes, $400 in labor to change 4 tires. Yes, yeah. And apparently that's standard. Hello, my love. I don't want to out you, so I'm just gonna say hi. I'm just gonna say hi. I don't know if I should out you because you're using your regular name. But basically, I felt like I was in a downward spiral, and I had to get into an upward spiral, and I feel like I'm hitting that. But you have to get it into the subconscious. So, like I said, for you guys, I'm going to be doing some hypnotherapy stuff. So I became a trained hypnotherapist while I was recovering because fucking I can't sit still. And this lady, it's Marissa Peer. It's her hypnotherapy classes, which are really good, and her voice is just like absurdly soothing. But she has like a whole wealth thing. So I was alternating between Debbie's recording and the wealth hypnotist? No. Hypnotism. We'll try that. Going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And like I said, and magically people are hitting up Eliza like, yeah, I would like a joint reading from you. You know, we didn't advertise them. Oh, Debbie says, I don't know if she's live with them. I am live with them. OMG, Kirsten did a past reading for me yesterday, and that was unbelievable. Buy one. Yes. I think working with the subconscious, like Debbie said, she play this recording she's done at night over and over and over and over and over again. And you know what's weird though? Energetically, like I said, it was definitely a money spiral because at first I tried to play this thing at night and my iTunes wouldn't play it. My iTunes was like, no, F you. It was very strange. You know, same thing with like today's, you know, there's weird energy going on out there. But yeah, sleep tapes, exactly, Lady Lo-Fi. Sleep tapes, those things work. You have to get it in your subconscious. If you have blocks in there that are telling you, even if you're out loud consciously saying, I love money, I want money, you know, I need money. Well, you're not supposed to say I want money because that implies lack. But you know, yeah, money's great. Secret, hidden, invisible, covert, unseen, unsaid, undisclosed, and unacknowledged. It's Ms. Jessica Schultz. What's she talking? Okay, she's just saying hi. if you have it, not only consciously but subconsciously, it fucking works. If you have a block in there that's saying, I don't deserve it, I don't want it, my mother was poor, so I have to be poor, it does not work. Are there specific power terms, words when manifesting? Yes. You want to be, first of all, you want to be, what is this? It's a cookie. It's a dog cookie. You want to be very specific about what it is you want. Very, very specific. And actually, I was thinking about doing kind of like a live money manifestation thing, which I think I'm gonna start doing. Where I have a prosperity candle. I think I'm just gonna light it and sit. You guys can come and join me. But you have to be very specific about what you want. I love you guys. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. You guys keep me going for real. No, I almost died. I got a divorce. Might lose my fucking house. Y'all are the ones that keep going. Period. And that's the God's honest truth. Lisa, yes, by past life reading, it cleared up the mystery of my life. Thank you so much, Lisa. Yeah, ancestral money issues, releasing those, that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. So yeah, I have to say, I mean, I feel like things are going on the up and up. It's difficult with PTSD. I think it adds like a layer of shit, so to speak. Well, losing the house is related to the divorce situation, so we'll see. But you're carrying the BS to prepare for the abundance. I think so. Lisa said, I manifested my hubby. Yes, you have to be so specific. Wrote a list of 72 things, and hubby is 71 and a half of them. Lisa, I love that. I love that. I love that. Yeah, you got to be specific and you got to be consistent, and it has to go into the subconscious. And then anything else that is in opposition to that you consciously have, you move out of the way. You just say, nope, I'm not going to do it. I mean, I was in fear all day Monday. I was just absolute fear. I just kept picturing myself. So I worked before I got hurt. There's a reason I got hurt. I worked in a trailer that my window faced a coffin company. I'm not making this up. Wait till the movie My Life comes out. It'll be better than Erin Brockovich. This is my last job before I ended up being a psychic in Third Eye Shampoo. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I love Florence Scovel-Shin. Yes, Lisa. Her work is amazing. Agreed. So I worked in a trailer that smelled like pee. So I nicknamed it the piss room. And it was for a company, because there's all these refineries in the Bay Area. So all of you guys that, you live in those refinery towns, and there's some of you I know, I did admin stuff there. I did security and training and whatnot. And so I was it was me in this little back office. My first boss, I went through a few of them. My first boss was like smoking cigs in the, he was this older African-American guy, and totally surly. He clearly did not like me. And so I was like, I'm going to make this guy love me. By the time, he leaves here, he's going to be like, that's the bitch. But he was smoking cigarettes in the trailer. I know, I'm seeing weird shadows here. I'm sure you guys are seeing that. I can't quite find a reason for them, honestly. There's like a black shadow just came over there. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know why that was there. But anyway, so he's smoking cigs in his office, and I'm like, this man is smoking it in the house. It's 2004. My window faced a company that made military coffins. So they were not pretty coffins. I think I could have gotten by if they were beautiful coffins. But they were concrete coffins that they were shipping over to Afghanistan. And that is where I worked. So you want to talk about manifesting? Check this shit out. So I'm miserable in this job. I was writing my first novel, which is not great. I'm not a good writer. I'm a good storyteller. But you can purchase it. It's called The Mad Season. And it's about a rich family and a poor girl in the Bay Area. You can get it on Amazon right now. I'm actually working on the third book as we speak. But I was miserable. And there was a hole in the floor in the training room. I can't even tell you. These men, and this is no offense, people taking shits, but these men would come in there, get in my one, it was a one-person bathroom. It's not like stalls. It wasn't ladies and gentlemen. It was one bathroom in this fucking trailer. And go in there, they would take the most disgusting shits. I mean, I don't know what these people were eating. I don't want to gross anything out, but I mean, this was my life. And then, so you would go there and just be like, oh God. And it was daily. And the whole thing, Lisa liked the book. Thank you. So I'm watching concrete coffins get made out my window, and the whole place smells like pee, and I can't use the bathroom because these people are taking disgusting poops in there. And there was a hole in the floor of the training room. And I remember being so miserable. They wouldn't promote me because I was a woman. They flat out said, well, the next promotion for you would be in the field, meaning at an actual refinery. And I wanted the money. I was like, put me in, coach. I'm ready. I graduated college. I have a degree. I'm smart. Let's go. And I was passed over for a bunch of promotions. Literally, they would tell me to my face, because you're a woman. They would literally say that to my face. It's not a place for someone like you. They told me I was too delicate. I was too pretty. That if he's literally in the back of the house barking at the Marilyn Monroe picture right now is what's going on. So basically my life is I'm going to get stuck doing this one job unless I switch companies, right? And I remember thinking to myself so hard, let me fall through that hole in the floor. Just give me a twisted ankle. Let me get hurt. Let me fall through the hole in the floor that they should be fixing, that they're not fixing. And give me like a month off. And I thought this so hard. I mean, daily. I would get in there and it would be like, okay, today's the day I'm going to fall through the hole in the floor. And I'm going to twist my ankle. Of course it's illegal. I'm going to twist my ankle and I'm going to get a good 6 weeks off. And then I'll be able to go back. I'll be able to handle it again. Well, what ended up happening is I herniated 3 discs in my neck after about a month of thinking, let me fall through the hole in the floor. And the medical case, if you watch, I think my first video is still up here. My medical case, they mishandled it badly. And it was a work comp case, and they took me to their doctor, and he wanted to inject me with all this crazy shit. And I said, I realized I only have 1 kidney. I said, I can't take some of this stuff that you're talking about. Oh shit. So then it was like, hey, I don't know what to do. So then they were like, well, we don't know what to do. I will try to get you with Kaiser and blah, 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 blah. King dog, you're being crazy. And that's the last time I had a job. That's the last time I had a job. But I manifested an injury is my point. So it's real. It's very real. Thanks, Debbie. We might need, but it's very real, and you have to believe it, and you have to want it. You have to want it so hard. Beat up, please, psychic to tell you to do some readings in your uniform. Oh, is that like, that's some crazy. I don't know. This sort of devolved into a manifestation discussion, but I fully and firmly believe I gave myself that injury. really. I wanted out of that job so bad. It was so crushing. It was all men. I remember we were at the Christmas party, and my former husband's boss, who's a huge Trumper now, they had disposable cameras. This is early 2000s. Had disposable cameras. Are you lost back there? Like, what are you doing? On the tables, and he grabbed one and he taking pictures of my cleavage. And this was fully acceptable. And I was just like, I'm like frozen, like, oh my God, what is happening? And I remember I went to work the next week after the Christmas party. Like, this is a terrible environment. Yes, he was literally taking pictures of my boobs and my cleavage and just laughing his ass off. And I was like, I guess I better not too. Like, I didn't know what to do, you know? And that's when men think it's okay. That's when they're like, well, she laughed too. And it's like, no, I was so uncomfortable. And I was afraid you're going to fire my husband. I didn't know what to do. Sweetie, I'm sure there's weird shit in the house. Like, you got to chill. Abby, are you working on him right now? So the next day, or a couple days later, I went back to work, right? And I tell my boss that so-and-so took pictures of my boobs. He was at the Christmas party, and he says to me, well, that's the kind of behavior you should expect when you dress like that. What did I have on? It was a regular dress. It was like a little mini sparkle dress that you would wear to a party. It wasn't, I mean, it doesn't matter what I was wearing, quite frankly. But my point is, it wasn't like it was some, excessive fucked up thing. That's my last job. That's where I worked. It was fucked. So I think, and they were constantly laying me off. They kept telling me, well, you're the lowest man on the totem pole. That's an absolute complete quote. You're the lowest man on the totem pole. So if anybody's getting laid off, whenever we have financial issues, we're laying you off. So I was laid off constantly. I was sexually harassed. I was told I wouldn't get promotions because too pretty, literally too small, too delicate, too pretty. So it's no wonder I gave myself an injury. But I did. I manifested that injury, and then I didn't get rid of it. Once I manifested the injury, it was like, oh shit, now you're in for it. Now you're in for the ride. And it ended up being the thing that got me into this work, which I think is where I was supposed to be. I don't think there are any accidents in the universe. I've been reading on the Hollywood strike, Colleen. I never saw it lasting this long, but once we started dominoing all the planetary retrogrades, I don't think we're going to get out of it until the retrogrades are over. So now we're looking at least mid to late September. But WGA is back, right? Aren't the Writers Guild? They're back. So now it's just SAG. So WGA, I didn't see lasting terribly long. As far as SAG goes, I think we're hooked into it for the planets. After all, I was fired by him for a friend of mine that would have sex with him. Oh my God. Y'all, you don't know. You don't know what women put up with. So in conclusion, long story short, when you want to manifest, you have to want it really bad. You have to get rid of the blocks. You have to be very specific about what you want. I love Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That's a really good kind of template. Also, oh my God, I'm blanking on the name now. Scoville's the last name, but anything, law of attraction, I think it's missing some pieces. But for the most part, you have to feel it with everything you've got. And you have to have it in your subconscious. And when you do, very specific, and you do it every day, things will come to you. It takes practice. So when I first started trying to manifest shit. It's like kind of like nothing. Oh, scam likely. Nothing would really happen, or it would be very slow to happen. I've noticed since the near-death thing, it's definitely been faster. But I've also noticed with me, when something isn't coming right away, I immediately go, okay, that's universal timing. I'm on somebody else's clock. One thing about almost dying, I realized, my ego realized, the universe knows better than me. The universe knows better than I do. God, whatever you want to call it, it knows better than we do. It knows better than we do. So if you are getting denied something, there's a very, very good reason for it. And also, one of my very good friends says, you know, God's delay is not God's denial. So it just might not be time for that. But I will say, and that's what Jim Carrey was talking about in his documentary. He's going, you know, I'm not on anybody else's, you know, I'm not pushing my agenda. I'm floating through the universe. I'm just doing my thing. Look at the change in his eyes. I'm not fucking around. If you look at Jim Carrey, early Jim Carrey, like in Liar Liar, look at the eyes. And then you go and watch this documentary, you look at Jim Carrey, I think this was done in 2017, look at the eyes. I swear to God, they're different eyes. I swear to God, they're different eyes. And getting out of anxiety, I mean, you know, one of the things with this near-death thing, which I think was a necessary situation, I think that's why nobody read it correctly. I didn't read it correctly. I was just like, yeah, it's weird food poisoning. Oh, well. You know, mom was over here and one lady was like, you should go to the ER. My mom was like, fuck that shit. You know, we didn't read it correctly. It was kind of like, we weren't picking up what was actually happening. But I think, truthfully, I think I was supposed to be in the hospital. The book, The Law of Manifestation by David Spangler, is also wonderful. Tori Amos always talks about her failed first record. Why can't Tori read? I know, yes. And how that rejection was the greatest thing for her ultimately. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I realized in that hospital, this is the crazy thing. I was in a completely bizarre environment, right? Because we live in this space where psychics are real, ghosts are real, anything's possible. We're living with spirit in the universe. And then I'm put into this academic, intellectual, scientific, hardcore environment. And it was, I think, very jarring for me to deal with people that are looking at my test going, this bitch is gonna die. She's got sepsis. She's gonna die. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm sending back my meal. I mean, this is me in the hospital, right? I was never freaked out. I brought my book. I had an old school book. It's called Butterfly. It's an old trashy sex novel that I got when my godmother died. I had a book. I wanted to eat. I wanted to drink. They wouldn't let me, but I was like, okay, whatever. I asked for drugs, gave them to me, so that was a plus. Eventually, when they let me eat, it was like I was sending food. Y'all, I was sending food back to the kitchen like a fucking diva. Like my name was Beyonce. No, I was, yeah, this is not going to fly for Auntie. Please bring me more. Meanwhile, on the other side of the curtain, the doctors are going, this bitch is going to die. We need to operate right now. She needs to have a colostomy bag. Unbeknownst to me, it's like two completely separate realities. Completely separate realities. And I think it's necessary because I had no control. And yet, I knew I was fine. And that's all, and that's Jim Carrey vibe. You have no control. You have no control. And yet, you are fine. If I lost the business, if I lose the house, if I have to go back to a 9-to-5, which I won't, I just won't. I know I won't. But, I might turn tricks before I do something like that. Divorced, and she became a hooker. But seriously, you have no control, and you'll be just fine. Okay, is everybody else lost sound, or just Paula? That's the God's honest truth. Your anxieties, I love you. I love all of you. I've read for most of you. You come to me with your issues, and I take them all very seriously. At the end of the day, our anxieties, they're all bullshit. They're all bullshit. Somehow, when you get to the precipice of death, everything, you just realize it's all bullshit. I'm worried that my business is going to tank. That's a very big thing. I'm going to lose my house. That's a very big thing. I might be single for the rest of my life. That's a very big thing. But it's not real. None of it is real. None of it is real. I mean, I hate to tell you, but even the recession, trying to find a job, trying to find a husband or a wife or whatever, it's not really real. Yeah, Debbie says law of attraction is missing pieces. It's definitely missing pieces. Like, it's like you're on the right track, but not quite there. But I have to say, I mean, as much as we can get wrapped up in our little problems, and they really are little, even the big ones, they're little, none of it is real. And you're really creating your experience. So one of the big things I use in my hypnotherapy, this is not mine, I can't take credit for it. For the life of me, I can't remember this woman's name, but I took an empowerment course. And it really transformed the way that I did my business. But one of the things she says is all of life is organizing around my success. And I put that in the hypnotherapy. So when I'm doing the hypnotherapy, and I'm not great at it, I just started. So I'm good, but I'm not great. I always, when I deepen you, when I bring you into your subconscious, and I always say, I give you a suggestion, all of life is organizing around your success. All of the time. And that's true. God, I'm feeling saucy. I feel like I could put fucking Tony Robbins out of business right now. But that's true. All of life is organizing around your success. T, since when you had small teal background and first took us to the Portuguese hall, yes, Sebastian. Can I just tell you, I'm like, I don't want to cry, but I'm so proud of your success. I'm so happy you're doing so well. I remember you emailing me, and I will not reveal the content of those emails, but I'm just so beyond happy for you. And Linda, I mean, that, like, people are doing really well, and it's difficult for me to see people that came on the scene after me that, I mean, YouTube is bullshit, but it's difficult for me to kind of look at people and go, oh, fuck, they got 30,000 subs, got 50,000 subs, you know, they got 17, they got 20, and I'm sitting at 16. And it's hard. It's a punch to the ego. But I'm also so fucking happy for these people. It's such a dichotomy because it's difficult for not just the ego, but I feel like I put in some work, you know, so much effort into what I do. So it's difficult when I don't see the evidence, you know, coming right back immediately. On the other hand, I see people doing so well, like Sebastian, doing so beautifully well, and Linda Griddle, who's beyond well. And you know, I'm just like, fuck, I'm so happy for them. Like, I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy for you guys. I can't even tell you, you know, to watch people succeed at something that they may not have had the courage to start is brilliant. Everyone thinks everyone else is doing better. Yeah, I mean, I remember when Linda hit me up, she was in dire straits. She was in absolutely dire straits. And she knew I was doing pretty well on YouTube. And she hit me up, and she was like, I have no clients. If you can imagine Linda with no clients. I have no clients. I have no money. I'm broke, you know, she's got the kids, she's, at that time the ex-husband wasn't in the picture, but you know, she, you know, I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? She says, Kirsten, help me. Fuck yeah, of course. So I started having her on my show. Then after a while, it was like, you should start your own channel. But she got, after having her on my show, she started getting all these clients. She was like super juiced. She was like, I got clients again. Thank you so much. Like it was, you know, and then she started her own, and it really snowballed for her. But I remember, oh my God, Under the Tuscan Sun is one of my favorite movies. I remember that day that she came to me, and to see her go from that to like a deep shit, I can't pay my bills, to where she is now is huge. It's huge. It's huge. So I like, there's so many people that I'm just so happy for. I really am. Keep going with YouTube. You know, the thing is weird. It's weird. Linda has the biggest entourage on the other side that I've ever seen. Really interesting. That's interesting. YouTube is just weird. And I know I got flagged back in 2018, and I'll probably never do very well on YouTube. I don't know that there's a solution there. We'll see. I'm working with people. I'm working with Lisa. I'm working with Debbie. We're going to see if there's a solution there. There's not. If there's not, then that means it's not the right place for me to accept. And I'm on that. I'm beyond okay with that. It's the Jim Carrey model of life. Can we do a group fear cleansing meditation? You know, are you on Patreon or ParadiseChampagne.com? Because I'm putting up, so if you are, you should have gotten some of those energy grid clearings. But there's 100 energy grid clearings that I have done. I do them personally. So, and that includes the hypnosis. So if you want, for $8, especially if you're a member or patron, it's $8. If you're not, it's 10. Super cheap. But you say, okay, use my name. So it's personal to you. So I will record and say, okay, Sean Paul Curran. We're gonna, you know, induct you into hypnotherapy, blah, 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 blah. And then once we get in there, we go into your energy space and we start removing energy. So we start removing fear energy. You're on Third Eye as a member, so you should have access. Did you not access to the? I'm a little concerned that emails aren't pulling correctly. You should have access. Depending, if you're 3333, you have all 100 energy grid clearings. If you're not, you have 50. But I will very happily send you, if you don't have the fear grid clearing, I will send it to you for free. Just let me know. Yes, Lynette, I got it. No, I got it. I got your email. Dude, I've got inundated with emails, so I haven't gotten to yours yet, but I saw it. But yeah, I mean, I have to say, the manifestation thing is real. It's the real effing deal. I think the dog's eating a look, which is unfortunate. And I think I really want to work on that a little bit more with you guys, because I'm gonna go in a minute because I'm hungry, but I can't tell you. Oh God, I'm being so raw. I can't tell. Let's blame the can of champagne. I can't tell you how happy it is to see my viewers and my clients, whether they are paid viewers or free viewers. It makes me so happy when you guys email me and you say, Kirsten, I got the job, I got the man, I got the woman, I got the pet, I got the house. I feel so much better. I have a better relationship with whoever. I've stopped thinking about so-and-so. I watched the video and I laughed the whole way through. It gave me peace. When you guys do well, it gives me a high that has no comparable experience. I think this whole discussion confirms that it is time to work and lean into manifestation. Yeah, I feel like when you guys do well, I do well. when I do well, I want you to do well. One of my biggest, probably a silly dream, but one of my biggest dreams is to make enough money to be able to not charge you, or not charge you so much at the very least. I think about my viewers and my clients all the time. I think about you guys all the time. And I always want to make it easy for you to access what I'm giving you. I really do. I really do. I think there's no way I could go to 9 to 5. I'm just like, I love 9 to 5 people. I always think about people like staff or, you know, customer service or lawyers or whoever I'm talking to. I'm going, God, if you didn't have this job, if you didn't feel this calling, or if you didn't fall into this job, I would be fucked. I think about it constantly. And I think for me, I'm really where I am supposed to be. I don't think I can. I don't think on TV doing customer service, if you can picture it, is like where, you know, yeah, thank you for calling Blue Cross Blue Shield. How can I help you? That's because our plans suck, ma'am. Yeah, no, you're going to have to pay for that. No, I know they charged you $1,300 to blow your nose. Yeah. No, I'm aware. No, ma'am, I'm sorry. It doesn't go towards your deductible. Yeah, I wish there was more I could do for you. Yeah, no. Just don't blow your nose again, ma'am. No, just I highly recommend you don't blow it again. Yes, I am a see you next Tuesday. Yes, yeah, yeah. Just go ahead and call me the B word. That's fine. Just don't blow it again, ma'am. Okay. Yes. Yep. Fuck you very much too. Like, that would be my life. Can you imagine? I don't think I'm cut out for it. I just don't think that's there. All right, my friends. Yes, we will share. That's my favorite. I don't handle that, but I can transfer. Can I just tell you, I've gotten like 5 different estimates for my colonoscopy. 5. I'm perfecting, before I go, I'm going to tell you, I'm perfecting my Trump. Oh my God. And I learned a new term. Okay, 2 things before I go, and this is not psychic whatsoever. Number 1, I'm perfecting my Trump impression. Number 2, I learned what chuckle fuckers are. So hold on 1 second. Oh, baby. Did you have fun eating that raw? Yeah? Good times? Okay. Are you ready for my Trump impression? All right. I just want to tell everybody it's going to be wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful room. I'm in a beautiful room right now. It's shining. And I just want to say it's the biggest room. It's the best room I've ever been in. Best room I've ever been in. The most wonderful room. Okay, I'm working on my Trump. And then, okay, did you know this term? Because I didn't know this term. So I have to tell you this quick little story. Hello. That's better. It's just a little bit with a little swell. It's just a little bit better. So the Trump, I realized that if you just say everything is big and wonderful, the frog just came to your door. Spiritual enlightenment and abundance. You are going to be more than okay on teeth. Thank you. I actually found a frog. Once again, signs. So dead mouse, I feel like that was like, something's on its way out, which is good. The turkey's on the roof. Turkeys mean good luck. And then I actually found a frog last night on one of my chairs, like a little frog guy. So, chuckle fuckers. Okay, so this is the thing. So I listened to this podcast called The Dollop, which my baby brother, who made a cameo on the Maryland podcast or podcast Maryland stream, and he was super embarrassed because everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's so hot! He's so hot! He's so hot!" And he was like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" He felt like a moron. But he turned me on to this podcast called The Dollop, and it's with Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds. Dave Anthony hates psychics, hates them, thinks they are total. So he turned me on to the podcast, and they do live shit. So they were live in Sacramento, and he got tickets. So he went up there Sunday night, and I was getting there. I was like, because we had like VIP, he had bought VIP, so we had like we could meet him and stuff. And I was like, no, now I'm scared too. Like they're gonna be like, you, and I'd be like, I am a psychic, and then they're gonna be like, we hate you. So yeah, I was kind of like, maybe I'll hit on, I know Dave is married. I was like, maybe I'll hit on Gareth. I've hit on a priest, and might as well hit on somebody else. But then I heard that they hate psychics, so I was kind of like, oh shit. So anyway, long story short, the show ends. I make a beeline because I noticed their tech setup. So they have 3 different cameras. They have at least $6,000 Sony camera, like a legit camera. And then 2, not DSLRs, but kind of sort of. And then they're using the same mics I do. So I was very excited. I was like, oh shit, I got the good mics. But I want to talk to the tech guy about the cameras. So the show ends. I make the beeline to the tech guy. I'm talking to the guy for hella long. And I look over, and there's this woman. Now, I got nothing against a slutty outfit. I love them. I live for them. I wear them. At the age of 45, I still can wear them. This girl, can I just tell you, I'm surprised her, how do I put this delicately, labia were not hanging out of the shorts. They were so tight. I mean, this was like, wow. And then the tit, first of all, her tits, not like mine, because I have 45-year-old tits. She had probably 20-year-old tits. So they were quite a bit higher. But she had the deepest V. So she's got this little tank top on, just the deepest V. I mean, there could have been maybe some nip there. And then the labia is hanging out of the booty shorts. Oh, keep going. Keep going, lady. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Thank you. Very loud. I have the loudest dog. I have the most wonderful dog. He's the best dog. He's the loudest dog. Thank you. You want a cookie? So this girl is hot to try. Yeah, no, I mean, she had a little bow in her hair, so it was weird because it was very Lolita, because she's got this blonde hair, and she's got this little bow right here in the long blonde hair, and she's got titties, and she's got the labia, and she's doing it. She's doing the damn thing, and she makes a beeline for both guys. And I'm like, and she's got the high heels, right? So she's got shorts, labia shorts. She's got the boobs. She's got the tank top. She's got the big chunky heels on. Like she's like, I mean, this girl, like I was like, she gets paid to have sex, right? Like there's like, I feel like if you're doing that just to do it, I mean, like I said, I got nothing against a good slutty outfit. I'm so down. I am so down. But this to me said, pay me. Yeah. And I love sex workers, but I was like, there's no way a non-sex worker person would wear that outfit. So I'm with the tech guy. I mean, like for good 20, I'm like, what's the camera? What are you using? What are the settings? How much it costs? What are the mics hooked up to? My brother is like, you fucking, he's like, Jesus Christ, Kirsten. He's like, you're not going to go talk to the comics. I'm like, no, that's intimidating. But I have to talk to the tech guy. Meanwhile, the lady of the night, I'm presuming, she's all over Gareth. She's all over this guy. If you ever go listen to their podcast, they do have one on mediums where they're just like, it's old school mediums. So they're talking about the fraud. They also have a really good one on George Washington and 10-cent beer night, and I believe you with George, but she's just all over the guy, and he's my age at least, so she's definitely not in the age range. She's all over him, all over him, all over him. So my brother and I leave finally after I'm done with the tech guy, and he was like, dude, he goes, I went outside, I looked behind, I'm not there. So I came back in, and I see you talking to the tech guy, and I was like, yeah, I need to know everything about the cameras and the mics and the setups. So he's having a cigarette, we're standing outside, and we're like, people are slowly, like there's 2 people left, okay? There's 2 women clearly vying for this man's affections. It's the lady of the night and this cute little pink-haired girl. But they're very, very young. And eventually, pink girl comes out. And then we're kind of like, oh my God, is he going to go for it? Is he going to go for the lady of the night? Boobs and labia. I mean, this was like, she was the labia lady. She was the lady of labia. And eventually she comes out, gets in her car alone. So this woman came to the show alone, dressed like a hooker. So I'm like, so either she was on the job or she was trying to get some. At which point my brother says, oh yeah, a chuckle fucker. Does anyone know this term? Anybody? I've never heard this. Oh yeah, a chuckle fucker. She is a comedian groupie. And apparently the term is chuckle fucker. Anybody? Has anyone ever heard that? My brother was like, it's very common. Like it's a common term in the comedy set. Yeah. So there you go. I'm giving you the knowledge of chuckle fucker. Apparently, Mr. Gareth Reynolds did not go for it. And good for him. I mean, unless she was meeting him at the Ramada Inn later, I don't know. Or maybe, the Super 8. I don't know. Yeah. No, dude, I've never seen shorts that high cut and that tight. I was like, she's going to give herself a UTI. You've heard it. Lucero's heard it. Okay, there we have. There's one. Yeah, the thing. Now you know. I did not know. My brother was like, oh yeah, it's like known on the set. Your friend is a comic. Oh, see, that's why. Lucero has the inside knowledge. That's why. Yeah, it's a great new vocab, right? I know. Chuckle fucker. It could be me. I like to laugh. I am single. We shall see. So I will leave you with George Washington. So my brother introduces me right before I almost died. About 3 days before he introduces me to the Dollop podcast. And he makes us listen to the George Washington episode. George Washington had himself bled with leeches to the point where they took out something like 40 ounces. Like it was a 40 ounce of blood. Like they took out so much blood out of this guy. Probably how he died. So fast forward to me in the hospital. I'm listening to the Dollop in the hospital. It actually got me through, listening to the comedy. It's really good. It's a good show. I highly recommend it. Good. So you know how they come in, in the middle of the night, they come in, they start taking your blood. I will never forget. Did I ever tell you this? One night, some lady comes in. She wakes up out of a dead sleep. So now again, you got to picture the diva. Okay. I am Goldie Hawn from Overboard. I've got my eye mask on. I'm young, but I don't know it. So I got my eye mask on, and then I hear it tap, 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 tap. Put up my eye mask. It's the middle of the fucking night. This lady's right here in my face, and she goes, Marie, it's time for your medication. Swear to shit. And I look at her, and I was like, I am not fucking Marie. And she goes, oh! And I never saw this woman again. Never saw her again. I was in the ICU. Never saw her again. She ran out, and I was like, you better go fucking Marie because she needs her fucking meds, but it ain't me. But every night, in the morning, they would come in and they would wake you up out of a dead sleep to take your fucking blood. And hi, baby. As a matter of fact, they took so much fucking blood out of me that I actually have scar tissue in my veins now, and they're barely viable. So every morning, because of this George Washington bloodletting episode from the Dollop, every morning I would get a different phlebotomist. And every morning They would wake me up to wound me and steal my life. And I would, okay, fine, take it. But as they're doing it, I need to tell you a story about George Washington. Every single one. And I made them stand there. I was such a diva, y'all. I was such a diva in this hall. I was like, no, you can't leave yet. I need to finish. This is how he died. You guys are George Washingtoning me. This is how this man died. He got so much blood taken out of him that he dropped dead. I told every phlebotomist for 9 days straight, every morning, a goddamn synopsis of the George Washington doll episode. And that is not a joke. I probably thought I was delirious from, all the sepsis. But I was not playing around. Let me tell you about this episode, about a show called I was like, George Washington. I mean, this is real. It's real shit. So I'm going to leave you with that. We're going to start working on some, like I said, I'm going to be putting up some videos for hypnosis, hi baby, for getting into the subconscious. Thanks for putting up with the bad audio and for putting up with my rambles and my barking dog. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Good boy, the king. He's not a camera hog like Santos was. He'll get there though. He doesn't. Yeah, I think Santos knew you were there. I'm not sure this guy does. Hi. All right. Don't sexually harass me. Get that thing off me. Thank you. Oh. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. I love you. I adore you. Mwah. Be well. Never ends when you want it to end. Never. It totally ruins the ending. See, it should have just cut right off there. It didn't. So here we are. And good night, Green.